Hey, what's up everybody? How you guys doing? We're here for the lax as fuck patch note analysis show. Duel specialized. Passes to Egypt, 4.22. Konoichi Circuit. Sick ass skin. Animations are beautiful. Really, really well done. Druid Stone Geb. I like this one a lot. I'm a big fan. I love Geb, as you may know. He's one of my favorite gods. And I don't get to play him in Duel, sadly, but I will play him in sub-games with this skin. Oni Musha Hachiman. This skin, I don't know, I feel like they were hyping it up like crazy on the desk. I didn't see the effects. I'll be honest, I didn't see the effects, so I'm guessing the effects are pretty cool. But like, I don't know, they do so many like these, black and red, demonic, I don't know, it's not my aesthetic. So, I'm not too impressed by this one. But I will still get it because I think Hachiman's base model looks pretty dumb. Like, I really don't think he looks very good. So, this is obviously a huge step up. Nick Walker.
It's me, back at it again to say hello.
Thank you so
on
much.
Show. Love you, Savannah.
And I was about to record it after my stream ended and say, you know what, I'll just do it separate. But I was like, you know what, some people were here that actually wanted to see it, so I'll just do it anyway. Thanks, Nick Walker. I really appreciate it. We all love you, Savannah. Snow Day Scylla. This is a beautiful skin. This skin is sick. The effects are so good. All of it is just fantastic. The Huskies look amazing. This guy, Ice Mage Agni, is one of the best skins that they've ever made based on its effects. They've redone everything to have ice, ice theme, and he's even shooting like giant. They look like giant like comets to me. Like I thought, you could do that because comets have all ice on them, so you could say it's a comet. But they went with saying it was giant hail. So that's cool too. All of the effects look beautiful. The skin is awesome. Art card super solid. I like how these two pair up. It's really nice. And yeah, that's it for skins. It wasn't a big patch, so there's not going to be too much to go over here. Hopefully I go over it pretty quickly. They added a new difficulty, Nightmare Mode for Shadows of Hercopolis, for people that are, masochistic. So you can definitely try that out. Geb got a new dance? What? I thought that he already had one. He didn't? Oh. Alright, we got to check that out. New avatar, Cutesy Snowman? Ooh, got to check that out. Here's the big stuff. Item balance. We got Warrior's Bane being reduced from 22% to 15%. Not that big of a deal for Duel. It is, the whole hit to Titan's Bane is 150 gold increase and a 3% reduction in pen. Overall, this is all you have to look at because the tier 2 isn't that big of a deal in Duel because you get your items so quickly. It's more, whenever you see these tier 2 changes, they're more oriented towards conquest when you're actually holding on to that Warrior's Bane for quite a bit. In Duel, unless you're getting bled like a stuck pig, you're not going to have the, the case of running around with that Warrior's Bane in hand for too long. So that's not as much your problem as the Titan's Bane. This change is, I feel like it's not going to be that significant. Maybe in some builds, we duelists, we go Titan's Bane pretty early. Sometimes we do it unnecessarily, myself included. So this nerf will make me think more than anything because of the gold increase. Hey, maybe I shouldn't go this here. And instead I should go for a Beat Sick, or I should go for that Jotuns after all. So I think that's going to be the difference there. Otherwise, it's still definitely going to be picked up. It's still a fantastic item. The pen that it gives is crazy, and the objective damage to towers is nuts. Still going to be a must-have for a Duel. Spellbound Kusari. This is great. They decreased the tier 2 of this to 40. Like I said, same kind of thing. They decreased the... Wait, what the fuck? Doesn't this turn into this? They decrease 50 to 40 on this. It keeps the same protections. Tier 2 and the last one? I don't think that's true. I think that's probably a typo, right? Unless I'm crazy. Either way, they changed Shoguns from 50 to 40, and Shoguns already was being shown as not enough defense for a lot of the ADCs in Duel. So now that it's down to 40, it's really not enough magical defense to go up against a lot of these heavy damage dealing mages in the late game like Raijin. So Shoguns will probably not be the pickup anymore. I would have to say that I think more efficiently you would go into the other side of the tree, which is the The green one, you know, Genji's, because Genji's is broken as hell. You don't really need the cooldown on a hunter, but for that much more prots for, you know, around the same amount of money, it doesn't make sense to go for the Shoguns. This item shouldn't have been a standalone pick in Duel anyway. It's like a, you know, it's supposed to be an aura item that you use in big team fights, and it doesn't make that much sense that it was so potent in Duel. I think it's good that it kind of hit this, yeah. I like that. Maybe even Bulwark over Genji's for the hunters. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's a nice hit there. Decreased magical protection on Voidstone for 70-60. I'm glad. The item was ridiculous. It made no sense that it had that much protections on it, and in addition to everything else that it gave, way too bloated. But doesn't change things too much in Duel. Unfortunately, it makes Guardians not as potent because they kind of relied on an item like this. Like a Ymir would rely on this kind of an item to try to get his game kick-started. So that's a little unfortunate, but it makes sense for the item overall for sure. Tiny Trinket, they went with an increased magical power from 15 to 20. This is kind of cool for the Duel starts because a lot of people like to go Vamp Shroud Tiny Trinket. And that's going to be a very potent start right now. You get a solid amount of power with that, but the Bancroft start, they both have their pros and cons. The Bancroft start is a little bit more dynamic, but this start plays it safe with the Vamp Shroud Tiny Trinket, especially on like the Guardians and stuff like that. Although I know a lot of you aren't playing Guardians. I know there's been a lot of Guardian-centric talk here, but this is a change that did definitely look at Guardians quite a bit. And looked at mages in general, which is good because finally they showed some love to mages. But yeah, so this is going to make Tiny Trinket a little bit more appealing. A lot of the time you might still want to go the Bancrofts. We'll see, but it's definitely an option. For me, I like to go the starter item with like all the pots instead of going the Trinket, even if I do go a starter item and not go Bancrofts. But, you know, sometimes it's most efficient to go this. And if you can, you know, really use your pots well, and spread out your usage of them and, you know, actually conserve your mana, then this might be the item for you. Lost Artifact. They changed they increased the magical power from 50 to 20, and they decreased the cost from 600 to 550. But increased the cost of Restored Artifact and Doom Orb by 50 to preserve the... Okay, so it's not actually a price reduction in the item overall in Rod of Tahuti, but it is a decrease in the tier 1 of it. So increased magical power from 15 to 20. That's really cool. You know, you started out with a little bit more power on there now. That's nice, but like I said, again, that's tier 1s and 2s aren't the most important in Duel, but you'll still see, you know, a little bit of a bump when you pick that item up. Then they decrease Soul Trap. There's a lot of these changes, mostly smaller ones for Conquest that mean a lot more to that game mode than it does to others, or especially to Duel. Like I said, because of the way that the gold spooling is and the way that you're getting your you know, your set kind of builds already. So yeah, a lot of this doesn't change too much. This 50 gold decrease, but then they increase the thing for, yeah. So it's just like helping starter items for Conquest, so makes the most sense there. Doom Orb, they changed it so that you get more power early, basically. The magical power from 40 to 60, and then the max stacks go down to 40. In the end, I don't think this is going to be picked up in Duel either way. It's still a risky item that if you die with, you lose half of your stacks. And the damage, you know, is already in Bancrofts and items like that. So I don't think it's going to be something that you almost ever really go for. But if you really want to, I guess now you can try it out more. Like I said, I highly doubt it'll end up being like meta by any means, but I could be overlooking something. I doubt it. Doom Orb, probably same old Doom Orb. Just it gets going faster. The only thing that they really did for it there. And then the decrease in stacks is nice because you don't have to, you know, get all the way there to get that full power that it used to have. It's the same power though at the end. They did not change the overall power of the item. Soul Eater, maybe they made it suck less. We'll see. 100 gold off, and then increase the power to 40. Reduce evolve power bonus from plus 20 to plus 10. So actually it ends up with the same amount because you get 10 more here and then you lose 10 here. Alright, interesting. 100 gold less. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't think it will do too much. I don't think the item's that great for Duel, but I would like to see it because it's a really cool item. I want to see it. I'm gonna try, and maybe try to force it for a little bit and see if it, you know, if it sticks. Now here's the big ones, alright? Here's the big one for Duel. Fenrir. This is crazy. They changed it. They changed this man's passive, the way that it interacts with his rune, with his Seething Howl. They made it so that he no longer consumes runes when he's using his 2. And that is huge because so many times in Duel, most importantly Duel, this affects Duel more than anything else, because in Duel you're using Fenrir and you have full runes, and you need to heal, but you can't, because if you use that, you'll have wasted your runes to go in with the stun, with your jump. And now he's just going to have his stun jump up all the time, or the brutalize 3 up all the time. And they even gave him bonus physical and magical protections, 5 at base, and then 1 more per level. So he goes up to having 25 magical and physical protections while he's in his brutalize, just added to him. And that's a great idea because he was so susceptible to being poked during his brutalize. You couldn't even use it on the wave safely, even in Duel. So now having 5 base prots for that, like, you know, opening gambit where you're using the 3 on the wave, I think that's a great change. I think all of these changes together are a little crazy because, like I said, the Seething Howl with the Unbound runes is so big. He's going to be such a huge presence. He's going to be stunning you like mad, and he's going to be getting the benefits from Seething Howl that he was always getting. They even increased the lifesteal buff. Oh, okay. I think they increased these things to put it in place with what he would have got with his runes at max, right? So yeah, but so he's getting what he would have got with runes at max. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. Without the cost of runes. So that's pretty fucking nuts. His lane presence is going to be absurd. Jungle presence huge, and like I said, his poke and just kill setup opportunities are going to be boundless. Get it? Because he's unbound. Fenrir. They also changed it so that Ragnarok has a larger hitbox, so he can actually bite you when he's like right in front of you and he's trying to bite you and you can't, he can't hit, and it looks so hilarious and you laugh at him. Now he's going to be hitting you more often. They even added a cone targeter so that you can see where it's going to be biting, which is very smart. Overall, these are great changes. Like I said, it might be a little bit too much all at once in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. It's going to change him in Duel for sure, at least up like 1 tier in my opinion. Could be even more, to be honest. He scales so well into auto attack that god, you know, at the late game is actually a monster. RDO, they basically nerfed her heal by a good little bit, from 60 to 40. At max it was 140, will be 120. Then they also decreased magical power scaling on this ability from 25 to 20%, and that's on the energy surge and maul prey. That's her 1, by the way, of course, the heal. And then the life tap, they decreased the magical power scaling on life tap by 10% to 5%. So it's really a awesome change. I love it. I hated this god. I hate everything that she has. I think everything's way overtuned, and this is a smart change. Kukulin, thank God they actually looked at him for nerfs, because I don't know. So people were saying that this isn't that much, but they reduced his bonus shield from 20 to plus 24 per level to 10 plus 20 per level, and that is a huge reduction, right? Isn't that a huge reduction? Wouldn't you think? Yeah. Alright, maybe it would have been bigger if it was a more of a reduction to the plus that he's getting per level, right? It's only a base. 20 to 10, yeah. Alright. So it's not that big, the shield difference. It will end up being a little bit impactful. I mean, you get 4 less per level as well, so that's, you know, do math. And yeah, that's good. That's 80. Yes. That's 80, so, I mean, it ends up being something. But, Vent Anger, I like this. They decrease the movement speed buff that he gets from 10% to 5%, so that's nice. You know, a little bit less crazy where he's running you down and you literally can't escape him, ever. Ymir, they show some love to the boy himself. Nice bonus to his ultimate. Previously, enemies would only be affected by Frostbite after taking damage from Shards of Ice. So Frostbite being the passive, where he gets damage reduction, 10% damage reduction, and he gets increased damage on his autos. Double damage on his autos, I think, right? So now it's going to apply once they're in the ultimate, even before it does damage. So that's really cool. Immediately applied, and it's refreshed by the detonate. So it's cool. I don't think it's going to change too much about him, but it applies his passive more easily. It sounds pretty good. I'm guessing even if they Aegis out, then I think that's what this is, a little change more than anything. I'm guessing that the Aegis won't cleanse the Frostbite, but I'm not positive about that interaction, how that works. If you use the ult, they Aegis the hit from it, but then will the Shards of Ice Frostbite passive still remain on them? That I'm not entirely positive about. You let me know, because if so, that's nice, and that's quite a nice little buff for him, because most of the time people are Aegising that out, or like, you know, Chang'e 2ing it. I guess Chang'e 2 will get rid of it either way, though, because she cleanses everything, so never mind. Chang'e versus Ymir is not fun. It's not fun. But, yeah, so that's the quick little patch here. Just want to do a quick overview of it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This one, like I said, not too impactful for Duel, other than the big Fenrir change. That'll be, you know, that'll be fun. I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot more Fenrir, absolutely. Hopefully, if you like them, you know, abuse them. Have fun, and thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.